Good morning, Western Washington, and happy Monday. I'm Matthew Fapp with Western Washington Weather. It is our first video of June here, so that means it's also the first video of meteorological summer. I wanted to start by showing this graphic about meteorological versus astronomical seasons in the Northern Hemisphere. So this just kind of explains what we're talking about. So you can see astronomical seasons are this line on the outside here. Those are determined by the equinoxes. So like you got winter here, it starts at winter solstice and ends at the vernal equinox in spring. However, meteorological winter starts at the beginning of December there and ends at the beginning of March. So you can see those meteorological seasons are just a little bit offset from the astronomical seasons. Like right now, we just started meteorological summer on June 1st. Summer solstice is until the 21st, and then meteorological summer will end on September 1st, while astronomical summer does not end until the 22nd. So meteorological seasons usually line up a little bit more with the types of weather impacts you would see in that season versus what you'd see in the astronomical season, which is a little bit more offset. So welcome to meteorological summer, everyone, and we will be starting to see some summer weather coming up here over the next few days, so this is a perfect segue into our video today. You can see we got some mid-level clouds moving quickly across western Washington today, and you can also see this haze across parts of the state. We'll take a look at that here in a few minutes here, but it's not from Canada. It is some other haze, but you probably noticed that the skies were a bit hazy yesterday. These mid-level clouds will move out of the area pretty quickly, and we should have a nice, mostly sunny day today. So taking a look here at the European model, you can see we got this big ridge off the coast here. We're staying relatively influenced by that ridge all week, and that is preventing many showers from getting in here at all, except with the chance on Wednesday. So then you can see as we go all the way into Friday and Saturday, then this ridge starts to strengthen and move east, and that is bringing some heat potential as we go into next week. You can see if we look at the extended forecast of the European model, how that ridge pushes east before flattening out a little bit into the next week. So we'll have to watch that closely. How much this ridge pushes east will help to determine how much potential heat we get. So we'll keep looking at that here over the next few days. Taking a look at precipitation type, you can see maybe a few mountain showers at times in the afternoons. The only day we may get some rain is Wednesday here. You can see Wednesday about 5 a.m. we have some showers off the coast. As we go into the midday there, that brings some light showers to Portland and areas up toward Olympia, and that's about it. And then we dry out again for the next few days after that. You can see as we go into the weekend, only got a few showers in the mountains, otherwise mostly dry. And you can see that in the precipitation forecast all the way through Saturday night. A few hundredths of an inch of rain from Olympia south to Salem or so, and then out along the coast up to a tenth of an inch or so, maybe a few hundredths of an inch in the mountains, but otherwise completely dry here for most of western Washington and most of eastern Washington over the next week. So now taking a look at high temperatures, you can see today we're likely going to have highs in the mid to upper 60s from Everett northward and in the low to mid 70s from Everett southward coast in the low 60s. Warm up a little bit there on Tuesday with highs in the upper 60s to low 70s for Everett northward and mid 70s there for Everett southward, maybe some upper 70s around parts of southwest Washington and Portland, and low to mid 60s on the coast. Similar thing there on Wednesday. You can see a little bit of cooling down here on the coast where some of those showers are possible. Highs maybe on the South Washington coast in the upper 50s to low 60s. But otherwise, again, mostly sunny with some brief morning clouds and highs in the upper 60s to mid 70s across western Washington. Now as we go into Thursday, you can see as that ridge starts to strengthen a little bit, those temperatures are going to creep up. On the coast on Thursday, you have highs in the mid 60s. And inland, you have highs in the low to mid 70s from Seattle northward, and the upper 70s to potentially near 80 for Seattle southward. Some mid 70s still near the water, and then you can see on Thursday there from Olympia southward, highs in the upper 70s to low 80s. Then take a look as we go into Friday. We cool down a little bit there, highs in the low to mid 70s across the region, and then mid 60s on the coast. But then as we go into Saturday, that ridge really starts to push eastward, and you can see highs from Everett northward increase into the low to mid 70s, and from Everett southward, you're looking at highs in the upper 70s to low 80s, maybe some mid 80s from Olympia southward, and even the coast in the mid 60s to upper 60s, or maybe a few low 70s. And take a look at Sunday there. This is still a little bit more uncertain as we're looking almost a week out in the forecast here, but this is where I'm going to end it. But you can see with that ridge pushing eastward there on Sunday, you're looking at highs from Everett northward in the upper 70s to low 80s, some mid 80s in those mountain valleys. And then from Everett southward there on Sunday, you're looking at highs in the low to mid 80s maybe some mid-80s around Tacoma and Shelton there, and Olympia as well. And then from Olympia southward toward Portland, you're looking at highs in the upper 80s to low 90s. Again, this is pretty uncertain. You even seeing the coast on Sunday in the mid-70s, so this would be a very nice day across the area. However, we still got a while to go before these potential hotter days kind of get ironed out in the forecast. We can kind of figure out what's going on with that. So stay tuned over the next few days as we talk about that. I wanted to take a look at this here. This is the NOAA high split model. We're looking at backward trajectories. So this is kind of showing you where our air is coming from. And you can see, so Washington is here. You got Alaska and then Russia here. And you can see where a lot of our air is coming at the upper levels here is coming from Russia. And that kind of shows you why we're getting some haze, because there's likely some fires going on in Siberia right now. I couldn't really find out any information about that, but a lot of our upper air is coming from out here in Russia and off the coast of Japan, which is also still going to be coming from Russia and Siberia. So there is likely some boreal forest fires that are causing our hazy skies at times. So nothing to worry about, not going to impact air quality, and not it due to the fires in Manitoba and Saskatchewan in Canada, which are causing some big smoke issues for parts of the United States east of the Rockies. We'll keep watching this, and I'll talk about this more if we still are seeing those hazy skies. You can also see here 6 to 10 day temperature outlook as we go into June 7th to 11th. You got that signal for some pretty warm temperatures across the western United States, and you can see western Washington highlighted there on the precipitation outlook. As we start June, we're looking for significantly below average precipitation. It'll take a while before we get any significant rain in June, if we do at all. So we'll keep watching this over the next few days as well. So thank you all very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe here to Western Washington Weather. Follow me here on Blue Sky on Twitter and on the Western Washington Weather Facebook group, and I will talk to you all later.